What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. Today's episode is, as always, brought to you by Off the Record. We love Off the Record. You love Off the Record because not a week goes by where I don't get an email from somebody talking about how Off the Record saved them a bunch of money, a bunch of headaches because they got those points off of their driving record, or I should say, they never allowed them to get there in the first place. If you get pulled over, doing anything, really, what you should do is get off the record, okay? You should call Off the Record. You should actually not call. You should go to offtherecord.com/TST. Off the Record will then find an attorney that's very qualified to fight that ticket in the jurisdiction where you got it. You then have to give some information in order for them to effectively do their jobs, and then pretty much nothing else. They'll handle it all the way to the end, get you the best deal possible, and hopefully almost all the time, they get those points off your record. So if you use our link, that's offtherecord.com/TST, you will get 10% off all legal services booked through Off the Record. Again, one more time, offtherecord.com/TST. Keep that link handy. I promise you will need it. All right, on this episode of the program, I talk about a revelation I've had about selling the NSX based on the miles versus capitalism equation. I've just been talking to a bunch of collectors for an article, so we go further into that topic. Zack has had a go in a very cool Slant-nose 911, and we have some fabulous topics from our patrons. It's the Smoking Tire Podcast. Let's go. Are you sore today?
I'm sore and I'm so tired.
You are?
I had to get up at like 6:30 to take Sarah to the airport, so I have not caught up on sleep. But yes, I am sore.
I was amazed at how sore I was when I was home, when I got home, and then how fine I was today. So that's pretty good.
Day three hamstrings.
Day 3.
The problem with hamstring work is that they finally stop hurting on day 3, and you're like 2 days away from having to do legs again.
Yeah, I know. Well, my trainer just went to Japan for 10 days.
That is helpful.
I'm so spoiled. No trainer for 10 days, and I'm home all of those days.
Don't you write down like?
I
guess you don't
because
he tells you what to do.
No, like he also left me it's not about that. I'm not paying for that. I know what to do. It's accountability.
Sure.
I'm exchanging money for my own accountability.
Totally get it. I would do it.
Yeah.
I would totally do it.
It's probably outside of cars. It's probably the most luxurious thing in my life is trainer.
Sarah, she's like, "What would you buy if you won the lottery?" And I thought about it, and I went, "I would go to Red Bull's physical therapy building that surely exists somewhere, and I'd be like, please fix my spine.
Yeah.
Like, I'll spend all the money in the world here."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Zach and I just got back from a little trip, and we went, for reasons that will become incredibly clear soon, we went to Zion National Park, which was quite lovely. Great, fucking perfect time of year. It was gorgeous. Fall colors, bright sun, but I was slightly underdressed in the morning. It was a little chilly. It was a little cold up there, but
I sold Matt my beanie for $1,000.
But it was, we drove a very long way to take a I don't know, reasonably challenging hike, and to go from long car to hike to car is not good for one's body.
Yeah,
it's generally frowned upon doing things like that, and yet here we are.
We did it.
So soreness achieved, but better today. Nice to see you all. So many fun things to talk about. Not really. There's a few. There are a few. Okay, there's a couple things. One is, remember how when we talked a couple episodes ago when I was driving the 918 about what a bummer it is that that most people that can earn enough money to buy a 918 won't put miles on it because when it comes to car enthusiasm, car enthusiasm is great until capitalism can beat it. Mm-hmm. If you're a capitalist, hardcore, if you're a money making machine and you've got $1 million cars, you can't. The mentality of the value of the car going down is too powerful, even more powerful than the dream of the little kid who would daily drive that car.
I think the feeling of loss in a human is like a psychologically hard thing to handle, even if it's just my car that was worth $700,000 is now $678.
So what's funny is that it happens at scale, at like an entry level scale. Right, like I think the most entry level Porsche. The reason I bring it up is because I just came from an interview I did with a big time car collector. More money than God. You know him,
Yeah,
Zach.
I do.
He's a friend of ours.
Yeah.
He's a friend of
ours,
okay?
not a friend of theirs.
And he's a man of incredible taste. Okay, there's no arguing that this dude buys dope, interesting shit, deeply interesting shit. Not a surface level collector at all. And he's got a lot of stuff that's incredibly unique, and the amount of money that he just told me he spends just keeping his shit going is crazy. But this is what he's into, and he can afford it. Fine. I took the time to poke into. He has a. I'll fucking say what it is. He's got that Uwe Gamballa Marzian thing. That off. It's like the fucking, if the 911 Dakar was Bruce Banner, this is the Hulk. It's based on a 911 Turbo, but it's an off-road 911. Look at this fucking thing. Yes. It's that. This is Gamballa's kid. Not
right.
Uwe Gamballa. Uwe was the guy who died. It's the kid Gamballa, whatever the son's name.
Now,
Gamballa.
does this not look? Didn't Singer make a Dakari thing, and they had to take Porsche off it? This looks a little bit like it.
It looks similar. This one's
Maybe
a little
it's the
more
way.
like
All right.
spaceshipy almost.
Okay.
It's not. I feel bad. I said Uwe Gamballa. It's definitely not. It's his kid. I can't remember the kid's
Is it Mark?
Mark. Yes. Sorry, Mark Philip Gamballa. Does that sound right? Maybe. Yeah. Anyway, it's an off-road thing.
Whoa.
It's very expensive. They're not making a lot of them. I was poking around it. It seems very nicely made. It's a manual transmission. It's like a shitload of horsepower. You know, it's based on the 911 Turbo S.
Okay.
And then it's taken from there.
So it's not carbon. It's metal because it's made from a Turbo S.
I believe the body is full carbon.
Oh, okay.
Except for maybe the doors.
Right, but the unibody, it's not like a roof where the
No,
unibody
it's not like a
okay.
roof. It's a coach built and Dakarized
Turbo S. Whoa.
Effectively, with a manual gearbox.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I mean, look, this thing, how does it drive? It's amazing. You know, I was like, dude, let's go out.
Yeah.
And rip this thing. And even he said, I can't do it. It's too valuable. I go, hey, guy's name, fuckhead, because he's our age.
Right. Oh.
I go, he's a little older than us, but he's not much older than us.
Right.
And I could talk. He's not that rich. I could talk to him. I go, what are you doing? And he goes, it's too valuable. I can't do it.
But what's the point?
And I go, you can afford it. Like, you literally can afford it. And he's like, it's not about. And he said it back to me. He goes, it's not afford. It's a state of mind. It's too valuable to. By the way, this guy's daily is a Dakar. So it's not like he said, I'll go beat the balls off the Dakar.
Will
right
he
now.
though?
I don't know.
Okay. And I say that, if you're listening, with respect, because he might not be a off-road go fast rally person.
He also isn't that
which
person.
I think is a skill someone learns either by doing it like an idiot when we did in our 20s.
Yeah.
And then continuing, or you go to rally school, you get a taste for it in adulthood,
Sure.
and then you go keep doing it.
Sure. But I don't know if he ever actually will do it. But like, he basically said that mentally he could, whereas in this, because it's valuable and it's, A, it was so expensive, and B, it's worth apparently a lot more than he's turned down whatever, multiple.
So it's already gone up.
Yeah.
So did you ask him, like, why did he buy it?
I didn't get that deep into
Okay.
it. I was really.
I know you were focused on a different topic.
I was there for a
the
different
thing, yeah.
reason,
Okay.
and I had a limited amount of time.
Okay.
But I bring it up now.
Yeah.
And I mean, if the audience really finds it that interesting to figure out why somebody who dreamed of maybe something and now has it might not use it for the thing that it's meant for. Like, dude, just look at any fucking boomer and their C5 Corvette, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
true.
Look at any that's where I was going with this, was the other level. These are the extremes. The 918 is like close to the top, but not as we're now talking about a guy. And by the way, he goes, it's funny that you were driving the 918 last week. We're back at the collector's garage now. It's funny you're driving that. He goes, I just bought one with 13,000 miles because I would like to put a few thousand miles on it and have it not go down in value. And I was like, I think that's pretty smart. But like, also, it could go down in value. Like, you can afford for it to go down in value. The amount of cash burn you have to just keep this fucking whole show going is
very good point.
Is money that you're not, getting back. And I'm not like this isn't to shit on this dude. Like, I mean, I think he accurately the thing that I thought about at a certain level with the 918, this guy who could buy a fucking 150 918s if he wanted, can't mentally get past. There is a level where he can't use the thing for the thing.
Yeah.
It's a higher level, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe someone like you or me, like if you got all of a sudden a bunch of money, like you might buy, I don't know, a Ferrari 360 and daily it, like Vinanatra or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, but you, so there's a scale where it all happens.
I wonder if for him and other people that have, earned the money to get to that, like if every decision they made from when they were 16 to 40 has been so focused on optimizing, building their, like everything they did was optimize, build, don't like cut loss, Yeah. And it's just like, it's in their DNA, it's their muscle memory now. And they go, I can't turn that off when I'm thinking of my cars. I'm thinking of it the same way I thought of my business, which is just a bummer.
Well, yeah, because the way people justify buying cars to themselves is that it's an asset. I'm not spending the money. I'm parking the money. I'm going to get it back. It's a good investment. They're going up, honey.
That's true.
Whatever you have to tell yourself. And I'm not better than that at all, by the way.
No, of course. You've bought a lot of cars, timed them well.
Yeah, and some of them, and the ones that I've had the most fun with were the ones that had miles on them and some fucking English on them and that weren't so pristine. I'm about to... Yeah, I guess I can say it. Why the fuck not? I'm about to list my NSX at auction because it's too nice to fucking use as a car. It's driving me nuts. Can't do it. But I'm thinking about it. I'm doing the thing where I be careful how I get in it because I don't want to wrinkle the seat and I don't want to do any of that. It's got to go. Can't do it.
You haven't driven it that much. Is it? So a question about this.
I bought it in 2023. Right? 2023? Yeah, I bought it in 2023, summer of 23, and I've driven it 3,100 miles. Not that much, but like not nothing.
Is it too nice of a version of NSX, or is it like something else where there's 6 cars is too many and you need 5 or something like that?
Yeah. I thought that car was going to be a car that I could like use kind of like an everydayer car because it's easy and all the controls are light and everything. But then like miles are kind of expensive on really low mile NSXs. And when I got to like hit 20,000 miles and I was like, oh, and now is like the difference between one with 20,000 and 25,000 or 20,000 and 30,000 is a substantial difference. Whereas in a way that one that has 60,000 and 65,000 is virtually no difference, right? So just with that car, and it's also like pristine, and it's also, it's just, and also I have too many cars. And the thing that car was supposed to be, the run around town car, that's the fucking Manx.
Right.
All day, every day. All day.
Plus, when you have press cars, like if all you did was own this parking garage and didn't get press cars, maybe you'd cycle through the 6 more often.
Sure.
But when you add those in, you're like, well, I have to drive this.
Yeah.
And which ones get chosen? Top of the list, bottom of the list.
Don't have time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, our friend with all the cars. Part of the reason I chose him to interview for this story, which is a story about people that have big collections, and the nuts and bolts of the big collections, is that he has a full-time mechanic and a full-time collection manager. What's that like? You know. So anyway.
Wow.
But yeah, it had me thinking that there's no scale that it doesn't happen. Now, it doesn't mean there couldn't be, the rare car collector that truly doesn't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. It happens. You know, the guy who was like camping in his Ferrari F40 or whatever.
Oh yeah, Brian, something like that. Yeah,
yeah.
Great follow.
Yeah, like, you know, there's people out there that don't give a fuck, and like, God bless them. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe it's like royalty money, or maybe it's like hockey stick profit curve tech money, where they got the fucking money so fast they can't spend it fast enough. So whatever it is, like, there's ways around it. But like, in your kind of like old school capitalist view of car collecting, it always beats the enthusiasm, I think, or 90% of the time it does.
But I think you hit on a good point, though, where if it's a boomer, whatever, anybody who saved a lot of money to them for a long time to buy like the thing. They had a thing on a poster on the wall, and they were like, for 30 years I've been thinking about this vet, and now I have one. For them to go out and drive the shit out of it is probably really rare psychologically, because most people are like, this is a precious thing.
Yeah.
I worked really hard, and I just like driving it around, but I'm not going to beat on it, or I'm not going to risk it, because I'm going to risk hurting this thing that I've loved for 30 years.
Yeah.
So maybe it happens even at this high scale.
It does. So it's tough because the cars are usually a lot tougher than you think they are. Mm-hmm. You know, and as long as you don't literally break it, the next person just sees the number on the odometer and the fucking service records. You know what I mean? As long as you're not like literally abusing it to the point of breaking. Engineers put in a lot of effort to like nothing would go wrong if you drove your own car like we drive press cars. Like nothing. It'd be fine. Yeah. Like they'd be totally fine. Folks, support for the podcast coming in hot from Delete Me. You guys know Delete Me. I've been talking about them for like a year now. Delete Me makes it quick, easy, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Delete Me does all the hard work of wiping you and your family's personal information from data broker websites. Delete Me knows your privacy is worth protecting, and so when you sign up and provide Delete Me with exactly the information you want deleted, their experts take it from there, not just once, but in an ongoing way, sending you regular personalized privacy reports showing what they found, where they found it, and what they removed. Like I said, not a one-time service. They're always working for you, monitoring and removing the information you don't want on the internet. The New York Times Wirecutter has named Delete Me their top pick for data removal services. I used it, and it was so easy. As someone with an active online presence, privacy is important, and so when Delete Me set me up, all I had to do was take a few minutes and go through their steps, giving them information about, you know, where I live, my phone numbers, and places I used to live, places I used to work, family members, etc., etc. And then Delete Me goes to work. You don't hear from them for a couple of days, and then they come back with a huge report of what they deleted, what they need you to do a little more action to delete, and then what you need to do a little more action to delete. Like, sometimes you got to do some signatures and a few clicks. It's nothing difficult, but they can't automatically do everything. They just like find it, and then you got to click, 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 and then it's gone. So it's easy and it's ongoing. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/tire and use promo code TIRE at checkout. That's the only way to get 20% off, is go to www.joindeleteme.com/tire and then enter code TIRE at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/tire, code TIRE. And we're also coming in hot thanks to Car Gurus today. Dude, Car Gurus are clutch. Your car purchase is super important. I would say second only to a house, but who's buying houses these days? Big purchases don't have to come with headaches, and Car Gurus makes it simple to find the right car at the right price, providing everything up front from deal ratings to real-time price changes and complete vehicle history. Your big deal should also feel like, not just feel like, but should be the best deal. It shouldn't be a game of like 20 questions. Is it the right price? Is it the right choice? With Car Gurus, you don't have to question yourself. They provide the most inventory with clear deal ratings and real reviews, so you can stop second guessing and actually feel confident about your decision. Car Gurus will send you alerts for new listings and price drops on the cars you're looking at, so you get notified immediately and you don't miss out on the deals. And when you're ready, Car Gurus connects you with dealerships you can actually trust, so the process feels clear, simple, and stress-free. Car Gurus has the biggest selection out there with more than 4 million listings. That's more than any other major online automotive marketplace in the U.S., so you can find the best deal. Car Gurus puts you in the driver's seat, literally and figuratively, with the tools, information, and data-driven deal ratings that lets you shop your way. It's no wonder SimilarWeb estimated traffic data shows that Car Gurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site. So buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus over at cargurus.com. That's cargurus.com. And now back to the show.
What's weird is with cars like the Gamballa, like Porsche, Corvette, some of the, I don't know, less expensive cars, whatever, like they've made their name by being durable and winning races and doing endurance stuff, and people go, oh, you can buy used ones and they're still really strong. But these really, really expensive one-off, five-off builds, like, their marketing video is like, look what it can do. Yeah. But if no one does that with them, then that legacy, kind of it's all based on marketing. It kind of fizzles. It doesn't have that endurance.
Yeah, well, that's part of why Porsche sports cars are have become such a thing now, because for the last 15 years, there's been all of this, both from within Porsche and from the outside, all this media of like people doing shit with their Porsches on top of racing. Like whatever, 000, Type 7, Luft, whatever the fuck, air, water, like, you see them out doing the thing all the time. Yeah.
The number of times we're in the canyons during the weekend and you see Porsche groups go by.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be 10-1 versus Ferrari groups or any other make besides BMW, I think.
Yeah, and they're not all super expensive. You'll see like a group that's all like 996 and 2 generations back Boxsters. Yep. Like that happens too. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the Motoring Club. Anyway, it got me thinking. What do you think where's the lowest? What's I can't think of anything cheaper than like basically Corvettes, where people would buy them and keep them that precious for so little money.
Oh, the GNX. Remember that documentary? I think. I bet there's Volkswagen folks, like Beetle folks, Carmen Ghia folks. Yeah. I don't know what the entry price is. I think there's probably a price floor of like a $20,000 car. Maybe below that, maybe it'll be precious to them because they bought it and they love it. Yeah. But they won't preserve it. Because it's just below that price, you're not going to get something that's cool and in that pristine condition.
Right. It won't be that pristine to begin with.
Yeah.
This happens a lot when people are buying brand new cars. Mm-hmm. When you have the funds to be buying, fine cars brand new, that happens a lot. Or if you're buying them used like new, like for instance, you're fortunate enough where you could find a Testarossa with 300 miles on it or something. I mean, an 80s one, something like that. Like, I've now fallen into the low mileage trap twice. I don't want to say it hasn't served me well. I'll probably turn a profit on the NSX, unlike the BMW M3. But like, and then I've enjoyed driving it. I'm not saying I haven't enjoyed driving it, but I feel like, and I talked about it with Spike. I think NSX is a 2-year experience.
Yeah, I agree.
Once you drive it a few times, you go, okay, I get this. Mm-hmm. I get why people like it. I get it's nice. But like the other thing an NSX does is like go 300,000 miles. So if you're not going to do that,
It's a really comfortable car for that. Like, I love them as GT cars, but around town, like, the shifter's perfect, but the steering's not.
Yeah.
Ergonomics are okay, even at my height and size and stuff. Like, the seats kind of lean back, and you go, oh, I understand why we have the supercars we have today because of this thing, but this was still a step.
It's a great car to own if you don't also own a GT4 or a Boxster Spider.
Sure.
If you have a Boxster Spider, you can draw a straight line from this now better.
Yeah. Almost any mid-engine car from the last 18 years is better than the NSX and is an evolution of it.
Yeah. It was fun for a bit to have the 328 and the NSX and the Boxster at the same time because you could draw a line right through those cars.
Just mid as fuck.
Oh,
there's a shirt.
So that it would be a good shirt.
Mid as fuck.
So mid. That would be a good shirt. Hey,
we got one.
Copyright. We got one. Sometimes we think in T-shirt. I'm just going to write that down just in case.
I'll remember for sure.
Yeah, right.
My brain's fantastic at that.
Oops. I put a new cartridge in my fountain pen today. Since I've had this pen, it's been about, I want to say 6 months since I've had this particular Lamy Safari in aluminum. I'm on my 3rd cartridge.
Cool.
Which makes me very happy. And actually, I found a fucking really good use for these pens. The fountain pens are like different colors. So I use a black one at home, a blue one at the office, and a green one on the road. And so I can now go back and look and go and just, in case I care ever, where did I write those notes from?
Are the notes also... Well, if you're at the office and you write notes about press cars and work stuff, is it all in the same color?
See, a smarter person would use the color theory in order to identify
subjects,
almost like one does on a computer.
Right, like highlighter.
I do it for sheer novelty of where was I when I wrote that. Because like I keep wanting,
This is like.
I don't want to carry through. I want to carry no pens.
Yeah.
I want there to be a pen where I'm at. I don't want to carry 3 pens. That's the wrong solution to this problem.
You've taken like the location services on an iPhone where you take a picture. You've made that as manual as it gets.
It's the most analog shit
It's analog
ever.
as hell.
It's a fucking fountain pen.
Yeah. It's not even. You're not writing the location. You're just doing a certain color. That's cool though.
Totally.
It's going to organize your memories. So, in 30 years, you can look through these and go, oh, I wrote this in Spain.
I'm proficient enough in the process of notebooking that I do not feel the only way my notebooking process can be improved from here, I feel is almost impossible, which is to actually have a notebook that's made with the columns and shit in it that I actually need.
It's going to happen. I'll bet you whatever you want.
I've searched for this for a long time.
I know.
I've tried the bullshit AI. My confidence in AI is completely lost based on the search results for this particular thing alone. It has given me weeks. ChatGPT gave me weeks. And I talk about my East Coast programmer team, Mike and Brandon. They're my go-to computer people. They're high up executives in computer shit. They're all my go-to. Even they, nope. There were no prompts that resulted in
and trying to
finding if any company actually makes the kind of notebook.
But are there companies that will make a custom notebook?
They will not make custom pages.
Got it.
They'll make all kind of custom colors. You basically cannot get custom.
I think this
pages
will happen one day.
So one day that'll be
confident,
great.
Yeah.
And if anyone really does know, custom page notebooks, they cannot be, repeat after me, folks, into your fucking ChatGPT shit. They cannot be spiral bound.
Right.
You can get 800 fucking spiral bound notebooks, custom.
Sure.
No, has to look like a moleskin style.
It's got to be bound,
hardcover bound book.
And that's probably where the challenge comes from, because some companies mass producing these pages, and then another company buys them and binds them. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, and the amount, like, what sucks is, like, I would spend a good amount of money to order 100 of them, and it would last me the rest of my life, and you the rest of your life too. But that's like, at a corporate level, that's like nothing.
Yeah.
You know, you go to a custom book place, and it's like that's like the second smallest order you could get of even production level shit.
Ooh, but the pressure of making sure it's perfect, because then you use the first one, you go, if I because that's how you would say it. You'd go, exactly if I could change one thing, I go, well, we have 99 of these.
Yeah. So maybe I need someone to buy a blank one and then just hand draw each page. I'll just pay a person and
They could do that.
Some to hand do it on every single page.
Someone could do that in like a day.
On 300 pages? Yeah, they probably could actually.
If your parameters are specific, if they made a stencil.
If you just had a ruler and 3 colors of fountain pens, you could do it. Oh wow, calling all calligraphers, I guess.
Or out of work architects or something.
Yeah,
they're good at lines.
Yeah. Point of parliamentary procedure. Someone asked a question on the last show about buying a Porsche Panamera with 14-way seats and putting in an 18-way seat.
Right.
We said that would be a stupid thing to waste time and money on. Our in-house Porsche expert, Marco at TLG Auto, said you literally can't do it.
Yeah.
It does not work.
Yeah, he said even if you plug in all the right wires, the programming and the harness and the computer will freak out. And he tried to do it with the GT3. He tried to put in the race buckets and take out the sports seats.
Well, that's actually the more practical information for our audience.
True.
If you want a GT3 with buckets, you got to buy the car with buckets. You can't go, oh yeah, I'll just get a set of buckets on fucking Bring a Trailer or something, because it won't work.
You'll have airbag lights, according to him, and maybe more problems. I'm not sure, but basically, you can't do it.
But the reason I brought that up is because you got to just drive one of his cars, which is a it's a Slant-nose 930. Is it a real Slant-nose? I forget.
No, it was converted.
But it's a steel conversion, right? Not a fiberglass one. So it in terms of how they drive, it's representative of what a steel Slant-nose 930 would drive like. Guys, got to take one more quick break because HelloFresh is coming in hot and fresh, and you've heard of them because I've been talking about them for like over a year now. They're the #1 meal kit in America, making home cooking easier with chef-crafted recipes and fresh ingredients delivered straight to your door. But this fall, they're serving up even more to love because this isn't the HelloFresh you remember. It's bigger with a menu double the size, 100 options each week, including seasonal dishes and recipes from around the world. Dig into bigger portions that'll keep everyone satisfied. They've got healthier options. We've got 15 plus high protein recipes each week, grass-fed ribeyes, lamb chops. Oh boy, HelloFresh now helps you eat greener with veggie-packed recipes that have 2 or more veggies per dish, and even tastier with steak and seafood recipes delivered every week for no extra cost with 3 times the seafood options. How about hearty fall recipes like classic beef chili or honey-glazed pork tenderloin? Discover new seasonal produce each week, from leeks to broccolini to Italian eggplant and more. What I love about HelloFresh is that it keeps me making new things. Like, I love to cook. I love fresh ingredients. I love eating healthy. But what's hard is always finding new recipes to make. You end up like flipping through recipe books, flipping through the internet. With HelloFresh, because you're going to get those ingredients in the exact right proportions, you're going to get those recipe cards. There's no extra work to make a new recipe. Every recipe with HelloFresh is a new recipe. And that's what's different. So like, even if you're like, I don't want delivery stuff. Like, I want to go, like, the produce is really good. The meats are really good. Like, trust me, they are. I get them. But, like, also, you're going to make new things that you wouldn't otherwise make, which, if you like cooking, is pretty money because it takes, like, the sucky parts out of cooking, and it makes it all really easy. The best way to cook just got better. So go to HelloFresh.com /SmokingTire10FM to get 10 free meals and a free breakfast for life. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com /SmokingTire10FM to get 10 free meals and free breakfast for life. And lastly, support is coming in from Hydro. This holiday season, you can train smarter, not longer. The Hydro rowing machine delivers the best results in just 20 minutes a day, working 86% of your muscles in one seamless motion, being twice as effective as running or cycling. Whether you're training hard, staying consistent, or getting a jump on your New Year's goals, Hydro meets you where you are and pushes you further. Their members are seeing serious results from major weight loss to stronger performance and faster recovery. All the workouts are led by Olympians and world-class athletes, filmed in breathtaking locations around the world. With the largest library of rowing workouts, Hydro keeps your motivation high all season long, and it shows because 90% of their customers are still active a year later. Now, Hydro's newest rower, the Hydro Arc, delivers such powerful results that GQ magazine named it the best rower of 2025. And right now, Hydro is making it easy to give the gift of fitness with free standard shipping, a 30-day risk-free trial, and a 1-year warranty. Give yourself something that moves, motivates, and truly delivers a Hydro rower. Now, truth be told, I haven't personally used the Hydro rower. They haven't sent me one yet. They said they're going to. But I have done a lot of rowing work, a lot, and it is exhausting. It's so hard and it's tough on your body. You can obviously start slow and work your way up, but if you want to talk about a real intense workout that does your upper, your core, and your lower in one workout, I'll tell you what, I've done elliptical, I've done cycling, I've done treadmill, I've done speed bag. A rowing machine will get you going in the shortest amount of time. They are a full workout, and they can, man, you can make those things super, super tough. But I love the idea of the beautiful rowing coaches from beautiful locations. That is superb. Head over to hydro.com. That's HYDROW.com and use code TIRE to save up to $600 off the Hydro rower during this holiday season. That's Hydro, HYDROW.com, code TIRE to save up to $600 on the Hydro rower at hydro.com, code TIRE. And now back to the show.
Yeah, so this is a 74 911. The second owner, when he took possession in 76, had it converted by a guy in L.A. Well, actually, his name is important. His name is Danny McLaughlin, and he built a bunch of racing bodywork for 935s back in the day. So he did high-quality stuff, but it also has a factory turbo 930 turbo engine, transmission, suspension, and brakes. So it's like... It's not a factory slant-nose turbo, but it has all of the underpinnings of one, and then the bodywork is pretty damn legit. And, you know, it's not made of just fiberglass. I think the front valence is fiberglass, but the fenders, the hood, and anything else that was put on it is steel. Yeah, this was funny because I've said before on the show, like, I didn't like the slant-nose. I think they look weird. And I still think from some angles, like the profile... The drop from the windshield is aggressive.
Yeah,
you can see everything, but at certain angles it looks rad, and I kind of starting to get it. Like the front 3/4 or head on with the fender flares, like it was a pretty fun thing. This color is was it desert beige? It's pretty cool, and everybody loved this thing. I had a guy pull up next to me in a Panamera, roll his window down, and just start clapping on the highway. Young people were just like staring and giving thumbs
up. It's the
up.
right period color, and it's a very pretty car. Slant noses are a little awkward to me. I do prefer a pontoon fender in a road-going 911, but the interior of this car is like extremely cocaine. It's got the supple leather and all these fucking extra weird bells and whistles in this thing. Seats or maybe just like late 80s seats.
Very comfortable thing.
They're definitely not from a 74. You couldn't get those in 74. Okay. But whatever, they're fucking sweet power seats.
There's just leather everywhere. And the leather is such, I mean, it just feels really high quality because back then there's probably like one kind of leather.
Yeah.
And now there's like blends and there's this, synthetic this, or I don't know, it just felt thicker, felt more like baseball glove leather a little bit. It was really nice.
Now, I'm questioning myself about that. What is the first year you could get the 8-way power seat in a 911? I feel like it was later than that. But maybe I'm a fucking idiot.
This is it. This says it was offered from 85 to 94.
That sounds right. Starting with the Carrera through the 964. That's what that sounds more like it.
This is on Pelican Parts.
Yeah, because my 87 Carrera came with the 8-way power seats. My Safari car, that had power seats. That was an 87. Okay, so yeah, but not 74.
Yeah, 8-way adjustable, and this is Pelican Parts Forum, but it says 80-something. It was a nice addition. I mean, this thing, it was very comfortable. This would be a great car to drive like thousands of miles, except it's loud inside. And it's like the sound deadening technology back then just, I guess, doesn't exist. I mean, the tire noise isn't crazy, but it's just air, tire, diff, trans, and it's not insulated with 600 pounds of insulation. And so I drove, from TLG down here, commuted around a little bit, drove back, and I just was on the 405 at 65 miles per hour going, it's pretty loud in here. There's just a lot more noise coming into the cabin.
Yeah, the only really quiet 911 of that period was the 959, which is not they did so much to make it that way.
Right.
It was really surprising.
Yeah. This is just how cars were back then.
Yeah. Cool, though.
It was cool.
It's pretty.
It was cool and fast. Just a good thing, as Thaddeus said, to drive from here to your vacation house in Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. I wouldn't want to track it. Canyon 7/10, the steering is light and very. It's just light, slower ratio, and then gearbox is there's not a stiffness to these things, but it feels like there's rubber holding onto the shaft as it moves. Do you know that sensation? Like you're going from 2 to 3, and it's like you're pushing through some rubber as you get there. You can't do a fast throw.
Yeah,
and it's
Ferraris
not difficult like a
that
Tremec.
Too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Ferraris it's a slow gear change.
Yeah, it's a slow gear change, but man, it was a cool thing, and everybody loved it to see it.
Do you like air cooled cars yet?
Yeah, I'm coming around. I still think the argument of the superiority versus water cooled is something that I will probably argue for a very long time. But I think
if the superiority is that they don't boil the water, they don't overheat, I guess.
Yeah, but if you have a good radiator and stuff, those don't overheat. And if
I will say that I have had in my old cars. Every time I have an old car, I have a temperature issue of some kind. Usually it gets fixed and then it's fine. But having owned old water-cooled cars and an old air-cooled car, it is really nice to have one less gauge you have to monitor.
Oh, you mean your old water-cooled cars have had problems?
Yeah. The Countach, the Ferrari 328 have had, occasionally an issue with either the radiator, there's a bubble in the coolant system. That's usually something simple like that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, but the 328, I had to fucking burp the cooling system once a week. And that's normal, apparently. And that's annoying.
That's true.
To not have to do that.
I think what I'm doing is I'm unfairly comparing Porsches from the oil-cooled era to the water-cooled era.
Yeah.
So there's also different generations, different technology.
Yeah.
If I was selecting sports cars from 77, then I'd have a fair comparison.
Sure.
But it won't support my argument.
Compared to the shit that everyone else was doing in the 70s and 80s.
Right.
The air-cooled stuff is absolutely mechanically superior.
Yeah, okay. Then I will concede that.
Yeah.
Because people get mad. They go, I hate when we change to water-cooled. And you're like, why?
No.
That's when I get confused.
Yeah, no. Porsche had to do that eventually. But, if you're talking about vintage shit, it's expensive to maintain, but it's very headache-free once you get it, right. And you'd never, ever, ever have to worry about it actually overheating.
I think I like air-cooled cars because they're old, and I like old cars.
Yeah.
But then when I drive, I literally got out of this thing, and then 4 days later we drove this other car, and I went, oh yeah, modern steering ratios are really nice.
Sure.
Modern steering feel is better in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So there's definitely things that modern cars do better, even from a subjective standpoint.
Should have had extra caffeine.
Well, this might wake you up if you were to come into the business here and see this particular thing. This is a funny thing I wanted to show you.
This is a roll into the shop or
this
mechanics
is
advice?
Mechanic advice. Is this normal? And here's what you're...
Oh. Is that battery smoking?
It's smoking or steaming, and from what I've read below, both are bad.
Both are really bad.
Yeah, so this is like a battery charger in the waiting room that's charging two
In the
normal 12 volts
lobby?
in the lobby.
Oh,
and there's
no.
steam or smoke coming out of the edge of one of the batteries.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we once had to pull out a battery from a very old car. And the battery was, I mean, it must have been from the 80s. Like, old. The car came in on a flatbed, did not run. But we were, asked to just try the most basic measures, to get it to run. So we took the battery out, and when we pulled the battery up, like the top came off the battery, it spilled like some acid, like actual in the, it was, and we're like, okay, now it's a
problem.
Now it's a problem.
Whoa.
Yeah, we had to go slightly hazmat.
That's really
For a
bad.
minute. That wasn't great. But yeah, if your battery is plugged into any kind of charging device, steam or smoke, equally problematic.
Yeah. Yeah, the advice there was leave the room immediately.
We also once had a battery that we was dead, and we tried to bring it back to life using the big battery booster, which does work sometimes. Like batteries, like even when we keep them on tenders, batteries die every 5 or 6 years, even if they're on tenders. But so we tried to at least we took the battery out of the car, like was in this video, but not fucking in the lobby, and we had it on a battery tender, and after about 15 minutes, we started to hear it bubble, like it was a little gurgling sound.
Okay,
and it was an immediate unplug and put the fucking battery outside,
right?
And we had to call like the special electronics, disposal line, and said, hey, we want to dispose of this battery, but it's gurgling. And they were like, well, put it outside and leave it there for like 24 to 48 hours.
Before they come get it.
And they said if it stops gurgling, then it's fine, and you can just take it to AutoZone or whatever. Or if it's still gurgling, definitely call us back. I was like, okay.
I've learned you can also, and this is if lithium ion batteries, if they're swelling or steaming, you take them outside and call the fire department, because they have the technology to deal with it. And they're like, yeah, that's why you call us before it burns down a building.
Yep.
Yikes.
But no, I saw this is I get a newsletter. Do you get Oligarch Watch?
No.
Do you get Popular Information?
Yes.
So Popular Information is really important. It's like an accountability newsletter by a guy named Judd Legum. And then when fucking Elon Musk bought his way into the government, they started a newsletter called Musk Watch, because he was fire hosing information, actions, and stuff that was very consequential, so fast it deserved its own newsletter.
Yeah, Joe Rogan asked him about all of that stuff when Elon was on the show recently.
And now they have they've added another one, which is Oligarch Watch, which I really recommend. And it's just a roundup of everything these technocrats are doing every day. And just it's not even opinion. It's just this person did this, and this person did this, and it's just a record of the actions of these folks.
Is it fun to read?
It's real fun.
Oh, okay.
And so anyway, on the earnings call, Elon Musk said that FSD drivers will soon be able to text and drive. Basically, he's saying that's all people really want to do anyway, and so using the technology that we have, the driver, because they don't have they're not camera monitoring, right? So look away, no problem. And if you're on FSD, you're not supposed to you don't need your hands anyway. So they're just basically going to release the permissions and let you text and drive. This is illegal in 48 of 50 states and D.C. and
good
Puerto
point.
Rico.
Right. Yeah, you get a ticket for it.
It's literally if you're using that's still an L2 system. You are in charge. You are driving, and people are going to do it. But I'm just saying, he's basically just said, we're going to let you do this thing in your car that's illegal.
Well, and I guess then there would be the question of, I know the answer is no, but is Tesla going to go to every state, demonstrate this new technology, and show that someone could text and drive and do this?
Well,
or will he leave it to the consumer to have the discussion with the officer on the side of the road?
Well, there's a parallel. they're saying that they will have a functioning robo-taxi service, and it's basically people in regular cars using FSD. It's not an actual robo-taxi service. They haven't there's people in there. Why are you looking at me like that?
All right, but is his robo-taxi service mean you're the taxi driver? You drive your car, pick me up, and you use FSD, and that counts as a robo-taxi? Or
That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing now.
Right.
In like Austin, and they're saying they're going to expand this to other cities. But it's just a regular car with FSD, and there's a person using it, and they're calling that a robo-taxi, as opposed to Waymo, where there is no driver. And as of 2 days ago, Waymos can drive on freeways in LA.
Whoa.
Waymos can now drive on freeways in like a couple major cities. I think Phoenix, San Francisco, LA, maybe one other one. Maybe Austin.
And there's a big difference. Like Waymo did a lot of testing. They still do it around here, where there's a driver in a person in the driver's seat, but they did it without customers.
Yeah.
To get the data and prove and da. But Tesla again is like, we need the money now, so we're going to call it robo-taxi, but there's a driver, and then you get in the back.
The definition of robo anything needs to be without human, doesn't it?
We 100% need to ride in one of those and film it and see how many corrections are made.
But also he's saying that you're gonna text. You can text and drive with this system, which is I hate everything.
I think every earnings call, it seems like there's always a hyperbolic statement to bring in more money, right?
Yeah, I mean it's all bullshit, obviously, but it's. This one is, the thing is, this one isn't bullshit, or it doesn't have to be bullshit. Like, when he says, stupid shit, you see, he also said that you won't need, the government could save money because they wouldn't need, a parole department, because basically if you did a crime, you would be assigned an Optimus robot that would follow you around and make sure you didn't do crime.
Exactly. That was another very dumb thing he said recently to bring in more money. Yeah.
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 An Optimus robot that follows you around and makes sure you don't do crime. What?
That's how you sell 350 million Optimus robots.
What? What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
Weirdo. None of that is a thing.
So let's see. So selling and maintaining robots would be cheaper than the parole department, and I'm sure that the entire U.S. parole department is expensive. Those are humans.
Yes.
But I think humans should probably keep an eye on criminals more than just a robot that follows you around.
You could have a surveillance state controlled by Elon Musk that watches the criminals.
Right.
I'm just saying that to him seems like a good idea.
He's full of ideas, certainly. Yeah. But yeah, this one.
You know what he should do? He should do an interview with Ross Douthat. And then also I saw this. Do you see this morning that Stellantis is recalling 2 years worth of 4xe Jeeps, 113,000 Jeeps, because there was sand and debris got into the blocks during the casting process.
Oh my God!
And they all have bad engine blocks.
But they had a recall for these a few years ago because of fire. The 4xe is having trouble.
Yeah, it seems like maybe you shouldn't get one. But yeah, so this is the self-destructing turbo engine. I saw it on the drive. It's the bottom of this page here earlier today. It's Grand Cherokees. Remember we drove the Grand Cherokee 4xe? That was rough.
Well, so they recalled 375,000 of them recently over fire risk. And I remember this. This was a few months ago. They told them to park outside, and now they're recalling. I mean,
were the batteries steaming?
I think there's a risk of that.
They're steaming something.
So now self-destructing turbo 4. Sand contamination.
That's not great.
Jeez.
And I know we're not, there's a lot of recalls that happen across
Toyota,
the industry.
They just recalled more Tundras.
Turbo 6s.
They recalled even more of them because it's like a manufacturing problem. I mean, it's not a foreign body like sand entering it, but it's causing a similar issue.
Yeah. That's not great.
Building cars is hard, but man, the 4xe has had a rough time.
Remember the one we drove?
Yes.
It was terrible.
It was.
And it was in theory working properly, and it was really bad.
Well, there was the hybrid integration was weird. The way it would click on and off was weird. Then the transmission programming was strange. It was very jerky and unrefined. And we were in the airport. We got in it. We drove for 12 minutes, and I was like, the RAV4 hybrid does not do this.
Yeah.
Like the one that my wife drives every day is pretty seamless. And this thing, it was like surging a little bit and kicking on weird and more vibration. I mean, it was just a bad execution of that idea.
And it was not a particularly old and beat car. I mean, it wasn't brand new, but it was fine.
Yeah.
Weird, really weird. Wait, I just thought of something. One other thing, and then it went out my brain the other way. Talking about recalls, talking about bullshit. I don't know.
Did you see this funny definition of each Porsche video going around?
Oh, I did see that. That was pretty funny. The definition of each 911.
Yeah, very concise and funny.
That was very good.
Yeah, shout out Redline Raphael. Did a great job.
I never heard back from the Angeles Death Highway guy. I forget if we talked about it on the show, but I told him that I would consider paying for humans to animate his next thing.
Oh, to do it of the level he did, it would cost a lot of money.
Well, I don't know what it would cost. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be great. I mean, it's not like the animation was like that great on the AI one, but like, I don't know. I said I emailed him, or I forget who emailed. He emailed me, and whatever. And I said, like, like your writing is really funny.
Yeah.
It's like it sucks. I just like I'm against this fucking AI slop art. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but like, sort of what you gonna do? And I was like, well, what am I gonna do? I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'll fund some fucking human-made art. So I said, find out what it costs to get a 60-second thing made.
Yeah.
And if it's like reasonable, I'll just pay for it.
He could do, because the writing is always the most important
Yeah.
thing, right? Because if the writing was bad, then it doesn't matter how cool it looks.
Yeah.
And also, if it's simple, like there's plenty of cartoons that had crap animation.
Yeah.
We met a guy at Misha Mansour's party who's like a voiceover artist that's funding his own cartoon on YouTube. But you could do the same Angel's Death Highway jokes with like simple line art comic animation. And it would be just as funny.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
it might be crazy expensive. It might be not that expensive. I don't know. My guess is shitty animation is like $2,500 a minute. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know.
And like good animation is like $50,000 a minute.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
don't
saying
know.
I'm necessarily willing to spend either of those amounts of money. I'm just saying that, like, I don't know, and that's my idiot's fucking guess.
I was working on a show concept a couple years ago, and the quote for an animated trailer for it blew my mind.
So what are you talking about? Trailers 90 seconds?
They showed me a trailer for a different show that was about a minute, 2 minutes long.
Okay.
And it was black and white. And they said that had cost $50,000. And I was like,
wow.
How?
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know the industry. So, and if people are listening, things have changed, or smoke was being blown up my ass or something, totally fair.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you get animators in a different country, it's cheaper.
Sure.
You get them here, it's more expensive. But yeah, I was really shocked by that number. It'd be great, that would go back to AI. I was going to say, if you could. I was about to be like, I just invented AI.
You just did the Silicon Valley thing.
I was like, if only you could type a prompt and get a line art of a comic. And I was like, no, that's what it is.
That's AI.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, you need to draw it and make it move.
Well, what you need is for people who make art to be able to have homes.
Totally. I'm on
That's
board with
what
that.
you need.
Yeah.
So if that's a thing that I can meaningfully contribute to, cool.
That would be
Fine.
cool.
That would be cool.
You could produce a Instagram cartoon written by Angela's Death Highway.
Yeah. I think
that's a rad idea.
It could be funny.
Yep.
In between, right after we sell our Netflix game show that me and Zach and the guys from the Dollop got really drunk at my house, and I made Benihana, and we came up with a game show that's actually kind of funny.
I would say we hung out. Two of the group got very drunk.
Which two? Me and Gareth?
You and Gareth got
Listen, Dave was also pretty drunk.
He was by the end, yeah.
Dave
But
was
we had
pretty
an amazing time. They were super fun.
Me and Gareth were really
You
drunk.
guys, it was midnight and you were opening new sake bottles, and I was like, wow, I can't do that anymore. I just don't have it.
Gareth got to my house on foot, which is fucking weird. Like is real. That's strange to begin with. I happened to be outside, like shuffling a car into the driveway, and I see a shadowy figure arriving to my house and carrying like bags. It almost looks like a homeless person.
Very much so. He had a backpack on that was stuffed to the gills, and he had like a Trader Joe's canvas bag stuffed to the gills. But that was stuffed with seven bottles of sake.
Yeah.
So and holding a phone with a charging cable hanging from it because he's watching the Packers game. But if you saw him walk past your house, like one of your neighbors, you would 100% think that is someone who's looking for a place to sleep and get hammered for the night.
Yes, 100%. And and he walked basically a mile from the grocery store to my house with this tote bag of Trader Joe's with 7 bottles of sake in it. It was so heavy. This bag must have weighed 25 pounds.
Yep.
And it was draped over his forearm, and it was dug so deep into his forearm. It was fucking crazy. I was like, you're out of your mind, dude.
It has a handle, but that hand was being used for the Packers game.
Yeah, so he was. I mean, he came to party. He came to play, and we did not disappoint. Benihana at home,
was so fun.
All the sake, and then we came up with a game show.
Yeah.
And some other pretty funny ideas.
And it was a good game show. Like, and you guys were wasted. I had like a few sake, and Sarah, my wife, was there, and she was basically sober. And like, you were Gareth. Like, we heard you laughing over at one end of the table, and then you just pitched her the show with the title, and she was like, "That, oh yeah." She was waiting for it to be like this stupid drunk idea, and she's like, "No, that makes a lot of sense.
It's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all."
Like that. It's what we were doing at dinner was like not all that much different from an actual Hollywood writer's room.
For sure.
I mean, that's basically what that is. But that was a good time. So maybe we'll have a game show out of it. I don't know. That would be awesome. Or we might go tour with the Dollop in foreign countries, which would be, they probably forgot about, but I would definitely.
We're not forgetting about it. No, that would be so rad.
Fucking TST X Dollop Reykjavik. Let's go.
If you listen to both shows, tell them that you want that to happen.
Yeah. Okay, the people. Let's go to the people. And the people are very important to us. We love you over at patreon.com/The Smoking Tire Podcast. Y'all's is the best. Ye keeps the ship afloat.
I think
you can ask questions for the live show and then listen to them during the live show. You can get the show the day it's recorded instead of waiting to Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can get extra show every month. You can get ad-free show. Your time is valuable. In fact, there's a literal price you can put on it, and I believe it's $8 a month.
Yep.
And for $8 a month, you can save minutes. We should. How many?
TST.
Well, you can, but like at $8 a month, we should see how many minutes of ads. It's 9 minutes a show, right?
Of ad reads, probably.
Yeah, 9 minutes a show.
Yep.
So 18,
2 shows
so
a week,
36.
18.
So yeah, if you make more than $16 an hour, this is actually profitable.
That's a great point.
This is how rich people think. If you make more than $16 an hour, then getting to that level of Patreon and not having to have those ads, that is a profitable enterprise, my friends. So let's see what those folks have to say. Plus, if you come up with funny usernames, I'll read them. Gin and Taconic State Parkway says, for Zach, thoughts on performance variants of the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the original SRT8 all the way through the Trackhawk. I'm considering a regular SRT as my next do-everything car. That's a 6'4" Hemi car.
I mean, they're fun, but that's not what I want from an SUV. I mean, we drove that one years ago on that rally, and I remember we took it to the track in Colorado, and we were chasing CTSs and stuff. Like, it was pretty quick. And it's a fun amusement park ride, but you just lose so much in miles per gallon. The sporty suspension doesn't do anything for me. If I'm buying an SUV, I want it to be a do-everything in terms of like off-road, comfortable, quiet, reasonably efficient. So I just don't think it makes much sense.
They don't do anything for me. I mean, it was a fun press car, and then I forgot about it immediately. Also, some of the worst fuel economy imaginable.
14? Yeah.
14 is a non-Trackhawk. If you're talking about a Trackhawk, it's single digits all fucking day. I don't know whether I'm the Boxster or the Jag. They say the first generation businessman builds the business, the second sustains it, and the third blunders it away. Is there a parallel in this generational trend, and why is it the Mitsubishi Eclipse? I mean, that's kind of funny, but like, sure. focus groups, efficiency regulations and things like that. It's the crossoverification of everything. I mean, but if you pick a beloved model of really any car, like and you go a couple of generations down the road, it's usually kind of watered down, right? Isn't that why people like the originals of stuff? I mean, I guess it's like it's the original Countach narrow body Periscopo, right? And then you got the wings like mine, and then you got the anniversary. Same kind of deal. I think you can.
I think there's
find
good
that.
parallels there for sure.
How about Mustangs? Right, 65, 66, pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
67 to 69, oh yeah, that's the shit. 73 to
They added too much.
75, the long schnoz.
Right.
And
And
it holds
then,
up pretty good.
Well, then you came into like oil crisis stuff, so that's outside factors. But I think in the company, the Mitsubishi example is tough because the Eclipse is not a core thing to that company's business. Like the 911 is Porsche, right? So of course the sports car is going to be kept very consistent for the most part and be a high quality thing.
Yeah.
But the Eclipse, I mean, Mitsubishi, like they make fucking airplanes and cranes and commuter cars and stuff, and they made a sporty car, but I don't think it was one of the pillars of the Mitsubishi brand. And so they were able to, they messed it up.
Yeah.
They didn't put as much care into it, I think.
Yeah. Under the Cuff says, do you feel the lore of the NSX has been justified? Yeah. I think the NSX delivers on all the things it's supposed to deliver on. But it's just it's a 30-year-old car at this point. So more than that. 35-year-old car.
Sure.
So, if compared to other 35-year-old cars, it's awesome. Compared to 2025 cars, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
But it's a classic. So that's in context, they're fabulous.
Of course.
KEI Jetronic. That one's tough because when I read it out loud, it just sounds like the regular thing.
Yeah.
But when it's written, it sounds very funny. Everybody wants a slick top. Doesn't specify the model because it saves weight on the top of the vehicle. But what is more slick top than a convertible? Well, that's not how that works. I don't understand why convertibles don't get more love, especially as it relates to performance. All of the 80s, 90s cars people like to drive as a slick top were offered in manual convertible tops, so they were. I'm not even going to read that last bit out loud because it's factually inaccurate. Convertibles are not often lighter. The center of gravity might be lower because the top is cloth and with thin bits of metal, I guess, in those older cars. But there's often significant bracing that goes into the doors and all that stuff.
Yep.
And so in almost any example you could find, the convertible variant of a car is going to be heavier. Let's pick one. Let's just pick one. They say 80s, 90s people. Pick a car, Zach. You want to go Mustang?
Yeah, sure.
SN95 Mustang GT, curb weight, coupe and convertible. I bet you got about 300 pounds, 200, 300 pounds heavier for the convertible. Center of mass being lower, that's true, but I think the extra mass does worse for the performance than the mass being lower, not to mention structural rigidity. Until you get to really high-end cars, like carbon tub cars and stuff like that, the coupe is a more rigid structure. Okay, Zach's got some numbers.
So this is from...
this is a 1995 Mustang specs. It's from, I don't know, some...
LMR. Late model
I
restoration.
mean, these are pretty much known weights. Okay, here we go. V8 coupe, 3276. V8 convertible, 3452. Yeah, so it's an extra 175. Is that right? 175 pounds?
Yeah.
All right, so a little less difference than I thought, actually. That's surprising. How about in the V6? The V6 coupe is 3065. Yeah, it's about the same. Same weight chains for the V6 and V8.
Yeah,
So
180.
yeah, so in that car, it's 175 pounds heavier, and I can tell you for fucking certain that a GT convertible Mustang of that era is not as rigid as a GT coupe. So that's why. Now, I don't want to shit on convertibles because there's a lot of value in convertibles, specifically because a lot of enthusiasts don't want them. Convertible structures are a little flimsier than coupe structures, and the way that manifests itself is you can feel a little chassis jiggle sometimes over like railroad ties or things like that.
Basically twisting force.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing on top binding the ends together. It's all bound, down at the lower part.
Right, and so carbon tub cars solve that problem. The coupe and the convertible have the same rigidity. So that's at the very high end. And then at the medium high end, convertible 911s, like modern ones, like 991 and up, those feel tight. Convertible, the 2+2 convertibles are the ones that rarely feel. When you got a back seat, bigger car, like even at the high end, I mean, even if you get like a Bentley GT convertible, you can feel a little jiggle sometimes.
'Cause just the amount of space that's open, there's just a lot of room for it to twist.
Yeah. But like having said that, like if there's a difference in cost, and usually the enthusiasts keep the coupes higher. So if you wanted to get into a car, a convertible is a good way to do it at a lower price point. Particularly 911s. 911 convertibles are like fun as hell, and not a lot of people love them. Can you zoom in on this one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Jerry was a race car buyer. Pretty good.
That's a good name.
Getting ready to get rid of my F80 M3. I have a single mass flywheel and twin disc clutch, as well as some carbon chips. Are those like the...
I think it's damage to the roof because he
chips
says
in
later
the
he can get it
carbon.
repaired.
Okay, chips in the carbon. Is it worth my time to swap back to the stock clutch and get the carbon roof repaired to bring in more money? I'm worried the clutch feel and flywheel chatter will turn away some buyers. The OEM clutch setup is about $3K. I would DIY the install. Carbon roof repaired is about $1,500. Oof. Okay.
That's tough.
That is tough. So the question is, so $3K. So this is just a math problem. I think your car will be more popular with a stock clutch.
Yes.
Especially if it's a brand new one.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's like literally a brand new stock clutch, like that's nice. That's good. Unless it's like 800 horsepower and will blow the stock clutch in the first third gear pull.
But if you're selling one that's 800 horsepower, the market, the buyers know it's modified anyway, so then you wouldn't have to change the clutch.
Sure. Now, the question is, I don't know if it will raise the value by $3K. Like, I probably would not do the roof. I'd probably leave the roof, assuming the wear and tear on the roof is commensurate with the rest of the car. Mm-hmm. If the rest of the car is a really nice example that's going to bring good money, then I would do the clutch. If it's like kind of not a beater, but like if it's high miles and track time and you're like the third owner or whatever, maybe not.
I agree, and I think you'll probably have more trouble selling it in the normal avenues. Like you're not going to get as many hits on, I don't know, Bring a Trailer maybe, but just putting it on a Facebook Marketplace. I think you're going to have to go to the people. I think you're going to have to put the car on forums where people track their cars and they know what the single mass flywheel's for. Mm-hmm. You have to, go to the buyers that are informed on this and might want to do that to their own car or are planning to drive it the way you drove it, and then they might see it as a little bit more of a boon than someone who wants a stock car and they're like, well, now I got to take this shit off, or I don't like the way it feels, or you got to convince them that it's good. You don't want to have to do that.
Yeah. Jeremiah Dicklesworth III. Am I crazy to want to trade in my 991 Turbo S for a Lancia Delta Integrale Evo? I have 10 cars, so this would not be a daily driver, but more of a North Carolina, Tennessee mountain toy. Tail the Dragon car.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Turbo S is not helping you on Tail the Dragon. That's a lot of horsepower, a lot of weight. Those are some tight and technical canyons. God, are they good fucking roads though? So, if you've never driven a Delta, they're really cool, but they're different. They have very like unique characteristics. They feel like the sort of grandfather of a Golf R and a Focus RS and stuff like that. But they have a weird kind of driving position because it's a fucking Italian car from the 80s. They're kind of tricky to maintain. I don't know where you would take one in your area, and if you can't fix it yourself, you might have an easier time servicing, your Porsche or any Porsche than one of these things. And it's an old school transverse Haldex type all-wheel drive system, and so it's mostly front-wheel drive, but sometimes a little bit goes to the back, or some goes to the back. It's a great attitude. It's a great look. They're fucking cool, but it's a 30-year-old hatchback, and so it's gonna feel kind of slow and kind of weird, and you got 10 cars, so like that's okay. But and I could, we've spent enough time in Turbo S's to know that they could become normal cars like pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
It's not that they're not awesome and special, but like if you get one of those and you drive it for a couple months, like it becomes just your car.
Yeah, especially on the roads there that are so tight. Like you're not. You should get a 911T or something, and with a shorter rear gearing, or well, you can't really do that. But if you want something more exciting, I get it.
That's a passion car.
Yeah,
like you have to, if you look at it and you think it looks so amazing, you're not going to hate it.
Yeah,
like that's I think that's really what they want. Like if you see a photo of one or you've sat in one, and you go that looks like what I fucking need, you probably won't hate it. They're quick, they're fun to drive, they make weird noises. They just can be a little bit annoying to deal with.
Ron Zaris dailies his.
Really?
I saw him at Willett and I was like, "Oh, is that thing blowing up again?" He goes, "It did have a problem when I first bought it. I fixed it. I don't know if you need advice, DM him, he'll know who to go to." But he's like, "After that, I take it to the store, I take it to stuff." Like he drives it a lot.
That's
so you
cool.
got to get it sorted out, which could be tricky like you said in that location, but once you do, it might be okay.
Yeah. I mean, alternatively, if you wanted to get weird, you could like call up HPA and get like a nutty, Volkswagen.
Yep.
For a lot less than a Turbo S, you can have him put you a fucking monster engine in a Golf R and have the craziest little nutty sleeper down there.
That's kind of the modern Delta Integrale. Yeah.
That could be a real good time. Yeah. Or you know what? Even like, I mean, again, this is a person who's passionate about this car, so there's no practical thing, but like, it also makes me want to have like a really sick Honda.
Mm-hmm.
like a sick hatch with all the suspension and the right seats and the perfect shifter, Flying Monkey can't fucking figure out a weekend car, all over the place, can't decide on anything. I'm looking at 996s and 7s, but the looks and sounds of a Shelby 350 and a Mach 1, 50 or 60 grand, southern New England, no canyons, twisty back roads. Would I be nuts to consider a Mustang over a Porsche for back road driving? Must have a back seat for the little one and 3 pedals. I mean, are you nuts to consider a Mustang or Porsche? No, you're not nuts. A Shelby 350 is rad.
Yeah.
And a Mustang Mach 1 is rad. And the back seat is a little bigger than a Porsche.
And very slightly bigger than I was going to say you could get in a Mira.
Yeah,
that could be on the list, but I think the backseat of the Mustang is bigger.
Yeah. I mean, are you nuts? No, not at all. The only difference I'd say is the Mustangs will feel like much bigger cars. They're fucking big. Mm-hmm. And not all the roads in New England are big. I mean, a Mustang's not too big for New England roads by any means.
The view out the front also makes them feel even bigger versus a Porsche.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, fortunately, you could try one of these and then the other. You might be able to fucking Turo a 997, possibly. You might be able to try some of these on Turo, possibly. Is there a Ford? No one's got any. They're running dark horses and all the Ford Experience stuff now.
Oh yeah,
right?
Skip Barber's using the old Mustang.
They're using the old ones, yeah. Dude, I don't think you would be nuts for back road driving. I think the Mustangs will probably be cheaper to run, cheaper to service. 996s are 25 years old now. 997s are 20 years old. They're going to have needs. Even if they're 50 grand, they're going to have needs. My physical therapist, who I'm going to see right after this show, you know, he had a little indie shop up here working on his C4S. He bought it for like 42 grand. He put another 7-8 into it. It just wasn't ever quite right. I had him take it to BBI, another 10. But now it's right. Now the car's sorted, but like turns out that first shop like didn't know so much. And so now he's sorted, now he's good to go, but like if you buy a Mustang Mach 1, like that should be a turnkey experience. That's like a 3-year-old Ford, you know? Like that shouldn't be that's a different thing. So, and budget and long-term maintenance budget, also not the same thing. Belgian Spa Day bought an Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint for $25K. I think it would be a pretty good buy. Is there another car for $25K that would be a better fun daily? Depends what you define as fun daily. I mean, if you live in the city, I might rather have a GTI, smaller. Hatchbacks are good, but I feel like a lot of people who have bought 2020 and up Giulias liked them. 25 grand for a good-looking sedan, assuming it's nice, that sounds like a pretty good deal. I wish I could say I was looking at $25,000 daily drivers for comparison, but I genuinely don't know what that gets you in the current market. Maybe I shouldn't have read that question because I didn't have a good answer. I should try that first. Listen and sometimes watched. Now that manual swapped C63s are a thing, assuming it's done well, would that significantly improve how much fun it is? Yes. We have said this over and over about, not over and over, a few times, about all early 2000s Mercedes. Would be improved with manual gearbox, assuming it's done properly. Okay.
You probably have...
Okay, I have to
Two
go
more.
soon.
Yeah, you
okay.
gotta go soon.
3 days of graceful racing. I'm doing an engine swap on an ND Miata. Tremec is doing a release of the transaxle from the GT500, which we talked about. I plan on making 500 wheel horsepower in this Miata. Would you keep it manual or would you swap over to the DCT? Money, no object. Wiring, no problems. Okay. If you were building a 500 wheel horsepower Miata, would you want a manual or a DCT? I would want a manual.
I would unless I'm racing it.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm doing... Yeah, even then, manual, because then you've basically made a tiny Japanese Cobra.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun.
I'd want the manual. I think it would be cool. I've seen that... I don't know if Tremec is the DC... Because that's a transaxle, not a transmission. So, like... If you're doing an engine swap, Miata uses a traditional transmission configuration, not a transaxle configuration. So, like, wouldn't you use the BMW transmission DCT?
That's popping
that
up in
people
more
are
places,
using?
yeah. That's a
I'm
good
seeing
point.
that being used. I saw some guy did a Mark III Supra with a BMW DCT. Like, that's pretty slick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm into that. Like,
That's very cool.
I don't want it. I don't want it for myself, but like cool, you know. So, but this, I don't think. I mean, the question of would you want a DCT is legit, but I don't think that's the right gearbox for that.
Probably not. I think because you could probably put a Tremec in the Mazda, but it's like the Tremec 6060, not this Tremec. This could be the last one.
Rage against the touchscreens. When you're in a social setting, not car related, and you don't know many people, how do you recommend approaching a stranger if you spot them wearing a high-end watch? For example, hey man, nice Patek might be too forward, or maybe the person doesn't want, can you scroll down a little bit? Maybe the person doesn't want attention to what's on their wrist. Okay, advice on watch enthusiast engagement without making it awkward in a group. This is an easy no-brainer. Every single person wearing an expensive watch wants you to notice it. Every single one. Otherwise, they wouldn't fucking do that.
So
There's
funny.
no difference on your wrist between a $1,000 watch and a $200,000 watch most of the time. I'm not. They fit different and blah 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 blah. But like, let's get fucking real. They all want you to notice. So maybe they don't. Okay, it doesn't mean you scream, "Hey man, nice Patek," like across the room. But you go walk up to them and you go, "Hey bro," you fucking do the nudge, like, "Yo man, I see that." You point at the wrist. You know, I see that. I know what that is. You know, you don't even. If you do know what it is, is that a 1542 B? Is that, you know? And if it's not some like super baller watch, if it's a Speedmaster or Speedy, blah blah blah. Like, they all want you to say something. They all want you to notice. Trust me. If it's the only people who might side-eye you is if they're literally wearing like a Submariner, because that's just the thing they thought to buy and they're not real enthusiasts.
Mm-hmm.
Like that can happen. Hey man, and they're like, whatever man, I just like got it. Like that can happen. But if they're wearing an AP or they're wearing some like real shit or a Grand Seiko, you see someone in a Grand Seiko, go talk to them. They'll talk your fucking ear off about that motherfucker. You know, like they want you to see. Like, just like, don't like, hey, is that really 300 grand? Like,
Yeah.
you know?
No, if you want to talk to them, not like identify them, I think is the difference.
You want to identify yourself as an enthusiast of this hobby. Hey, man, it's fucking, I see. Is that
super cool?
Is that what I think it is? I've never seen one of those in person. You know, saw that on Hodinkee, but I've never actually seen one. Wow, look at that. Oh, cool. Oh, I've just got to whatever here, and like you're in the club. It's all good. Yeah. Thanks everybody. We're gonna end this one because I'm gonna go see my broke physical therapist.
You know, it's funny you tell me this because I haven't been there in a couple months, and I got a text from them a week ago that was like, "Hey man, we'd love to get you in for some sessions."
Back in. Yeah. Between this and he bought an absolutely tragic Land Rover Discovery. He wanted to be disco guy.
Oh yeah,
and he is not disco guy. Disco guy is like you're like a fucking dirt. Discos are for dirtbags. Seriously, you have
who else has a disco?
Huh?
Yeah, who else has a disco?
Yeah. Does it run? Like yeah,
it does sort of.
They're for dirtbags, and he doesn't wrench on himself. You know what I mean? He doesn't know. It always feels broken. He couldn't. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He got rid of it. He got a fucking 2023 Tacoma.
There you
quad
go.
Cab.
That's what you want.
That's what he wants. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you to our patrons for asking such good questions. We love you. Thank you to everyone else for listening. We appreciate you just as much, but not really as much. And yeah. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.